you talked about the little girl in Rajasthan. You've done a lot of work in India. And you see some of yourself in these experiences going to these places. How do you effectively make change in cultures where these norms are so embedded, they're so ingrained? Of course, it's, if there's the cynic in me that says, well, Robert, you show up and you have all these plans, but you're going to get on your plane and leave tomorrow. How do you maintain that? How does that stay?
Well, Magali, that's exactly the right question to what I will give you as our answer, which is, I don't actually believe I have the power to do anything. What I have the power is to lead an amazing organization in the United States of America that is supported by an incredible group of progressive people, tens and thousands of people who believe in our approach to social change. And we have a very specific approach to social change, which has got nothing to do with Robert or anyone else floating in and flying from above, top down, into whether it's Rajasthan or Nairobi or the rural villages outside of Port-au-Prince. Our philosophy is that local people actually have the answers to the problems that they are faced with. And we see this over and over again. And the founders of American Jewish World Service in 1985, a Jewish philanthropist named Larry Phillips and an expert international aid worker named Larry Simon, had from the very beginning a vision. And they said that American Jews have been involved in philanthropy, in the building of social movements in America for many years, starting with the labor movement, with Julius Rosenwald many, many years ago in the South, building schools, supporting education for African American people in the United States. They were involved in the women's movement. They were involved later in the LGBT movement. So let's build on this, this generous idea. Let's build on this Jewish value and teaching of tikkun olam, meaning repair the world. And let's actually find in local communities talented leaders who themselves believe that that young girl in Rajasthan should not be married at such a young age for very obvious reasons, because her life will essentially end. She will start having children at a young age. She will potentially die during childbirth. She will, if that happens, of course, she won't have all those other opportunities of getting education, etc. So our belief is that in every country, we are able to find people themselves who do not believe that the social norms in their country are necessarily the ones that are most healthy for their citizens. We would never go into a country and say, child marriage bad.
Yeah.
White man from north coming to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? It's just so not our approach. And so let me just tell you a story about one that I'm so proud of a grantee that we do support. This is actually in Pune, in Western India. It is called Kashtakari Panchayat. And Kashtakari Panchayat is basically a group that's an organization that supports women who are working in garbage. They are working amidst garbage. They are working in mounds and mounds of garbage and scrap and sorting it out so that they can sell pieces of it to be reused, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is a horrible job, very hard job, unfathomable. And this particular woman that this organization helped is called Reka. Reka was married at 12. She had her first child at 13. She obviously couldn't get an education. She was both child rearing as well as working all day in this garbage dump, essentially. But today, with the help of this amazing organization that is working to support Reka about how to access education for her daughters, how to advocate to local officials that her daughters should have a better life than she has, how to be educated about the fact that her daughters don't have to be married at the age of 12. And just the most beautiful story is that this particular woman, Reka, she has 3 daughters. One is training to become an engineer. And the 2 others, one is finishing middle school and one is finishing high school. That's what really just gives me joy, because it is enabling someone to give their children something better than they had the opportunity to have. And that's what American Jewish World Service believes in. And that's because we find leaders in communities to do this. And the way we find them is, again, not top down. The way we find them is that we spend a lot of time with local people in India or Haiti or Kenya who are leaders, who are experts in the field of social change, in the field of social norm change. And we work with them and partner with them, and then they accompany the organizations that we fund. So really this is very much about sort of a deep partnership between the North and the South, and I would say accompaniment and solidarity. And we always start at the grassroots, because we believe that's where change starts from, and that's where real people live. As individuals in a society, sort of grasping for their human rights. There's a beautiful quote by Eleanor Roosevelt in which she says, "Where do universal human rights begin? They begin in small places close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any map of the world." And this is the world of the individual human being. So this is the world of Rekha and her daughter, the engineer, and her other two daughters. Whatever they do, they will not be sitting in garbage all day. And their mother is so proud of them, as am I.